I'm Steve.
And I'm Les.
And this is Tabletop Tastings. Les, what do we do here?
So, I'm going to reveal a game to you that you've never seen before. I'm going to teach you how to play that game. I've given you a theme of the game, and then you're going to reveal a whiskey to pair with our playthrough. We're then going to do a full playthrough of the game and reflect back on the board game, the whiskey, and the pairing of those two things together.
Super excited. Les, what are we playing today?
The game that we are playing today was designed by Johan Benvenuto, a French game designer, and was illustrated by Maeva da Silva, a French art director, graphic designer, and illustrator. Now, Maeva has done some beautiful games. She's worked on Mysterium Park. She's done some of the Dixit games, which are really, really beautiful, Azul Duel, and a bunch of others. And if you're familiar with some of those games, then definitely you're going to appreciate the artwork in the game that we're playing here today. The game was published by Libellud. I'm sure I murdered that. But they're also the publishers of the Dixit series of games, along with a ton of others. Steve.
Les?
Have you ever wanted to build your own beautiful 3D landscapes to welcome animals and provide them with a home?
Have I ever?
Well, with an 8.0 rating on BGG, we are doing more than just playing a game. We are answering an invitation to build, to explore, and to dream. Ooh. Welcome to Harmonies.
Fortunately, I love to do all those things. Build, explore, and dream.
Excellent.
Oh, this is beautiful.
Steve, this is Harmonies.
Cool.
Okay, so we'll give you a little overview of the game itself, and really it's quite simple. Essentially, every turn we're going to draft some of these landscape pieces here. And it's kind of like Azul in the sense that you can take from any of the different areas, but you've got to grab all of them from that location. And then after you do that, they'll get replenished then for it. And essentially what we're trying to do is we're trying to build out our little tableau here with the pieces that we collect. But there's a bunch of rules with placement to those little pieces. And that's where this handy dandy little reference card comes from. Now there's two sides to that card. There's a brownish side, which matches the board setup that we have here, which is recommended for beginning players. And then there's the blue side, which is recommended for more advanced play. And you notice as well, we can flip over our main player board and the colors match up. So you're supposed to use the side that aligns with the color of the board. So we're going to do with what's recommended for the introductory level. So there are some rules here though. So in the top, and essentially this whole little card shows how we're allowed to build. So whenever we take tiles, which for example, I'll just grab the three that are over here. And actually from these three, the brown ones represent wood. The gray ones represent mountains. The green ones represent treetops. The yellow ones represent fields. The blue ones represent water. And the pink ones, or red ones, pink, red, represent buildings then that way. So we'll start off with trees. So trees can only be built in these configurations. So you can start off building just a brown to be the base of a tree. You can put another brown on top of it to make it a taller tree. And then you can cap it with a green. So maximum 2 high brown with a green on top of it. And for scoring points with it, you'll notice if you just have brown ones down, it's not going to score you any points at the end of the game. But if you have a single treetop down, that's worth 1 point at the end of the game. If you've got a brown with a treetop covering, it's worth 3 points. And if you've got 2 stacked, it becomes worth 7 points. But you can never put anything on top of the top of a tree. Okay, so it's always gonna, whenever you play it there, that's always gonna be the final piece that you play in any area. Mountains, you can stack either 1, 2, or 3. However, they're only going to score you points if they're adjacent to other mountains. So essentially you're creating a mountain range, if you will. So if there's no other mountains around it, regardless of how many are in the stack, you can't score points for it. Fields, on the other end, score points for the number of individual fields that you have. So a single one on its own isn't a field, and it doesn't count as points. But as soon as you get 2 of them together, that grouping of fields is worth 5 points. So you want to have as many separate groupings of fields as possible. And then we've got our buildings. So buildings can be built either on their own, or they can be built on top of something else. So they can go on top of one of 3 different colors. They can go on top of stone, that makes a good foundation. They can go on top of wood, another good foundation. They can also go on top of another building, which makes it, kind of a double tall. But that's it. That's all they can go on top of. And they score points for being around 3 different colors. So at the end of the game, if you've got 3 different colors touching that building, then it will score you 5 points. And then the last is streams. And streams, basically, you want to have the longest flow of streams for that. Little caveat with the streams, though, is that if it loops or connects, you're always just scoring for the shortest point to the shortest point on it. So you pick 2 points on it, you know, presumably the furthest ends, and then it's the shortest path to those that actually scores you points. So you want to have, you know, as long, like wine off isn't going to help you at all type thing for it. Okay, so that's really what we're looking to score. But then a little village or forest or whatnot is going to be useless without animals to welcome to it. And that's where these cards up top come. So every turn we have to take 3 of the tiles from any one of the groupings here. But then it's also optional. We can grab any one of those cards up top. And whenever we grab one, we just put it here in front of us, and notice we got room for 4 different animal cards. When we grab them, we're going to place cubes to fill up those areas there. Excellent. And then if we meet this particular build criteria, and it doesn't matter what the orientation is, it can be rotated anyway, but if we meet that specific design requirement, then we can take an animal cube and place it on top of the one that's marked there for it. And I guess when we do that, we're technically taking it from there. So the first time we do it, in this case, it'd be worth 4 points. The next time we do it, it'd be worth 9. And then the last time we do it, it would be worth 14 points then for it. Okay. And with these, you can take maximum 1 of these cards per turn, but you can have up to 4. So 4 turns in a row, you could grab 4 of them. And it's kind of recommended when you're starting off with these, because once you place this cube on top of a, you know, if I placed it there, for example, I can't put anything else on that tile, so it's kind of locked down. So it's advantageous to go for different colors here with your cubes, because you can, for example, you can use existing elements on here to score multiple objectives, but you can only ever have 1 animal cube on 1 tile at a given time.
And it shows you which one you have to place it on.
Exactly. So it's very specific that way. Okay, so this really is how you play Harmonies, but Steve, I feel like there's something missing.
Oh yeah, there definitely is, because our glasses are empty.
They sure are. How can we remedy this situation?
Well, that's where I come in, because you gave me a theme to go along with the game Harmonies. And that theme was working together or unity.
That's right.
What a beautiful little theme. So the bottle that I've selected actually kind of works into that theme quite well.
Nice.
All right. So I'm going to introduce to you a real true gem of a Canadian whiskey.
Ooh.
So it comes from the oldest still operating distillery in Canada.
So what would that be?
Well, I'm not going to tell you.
Okay.
If I tell you right now.
I have no idea what the oldest operating still in Canada is.
Yeah. So, okay. So it's nestled near Calgary, and it's been there since its founding in 1946. So 3 guys got together: Frank McMahon, Max Bell, and George Rifle. And so their vision was to produce high quality.
Don't take George off.
No.
He's got a rifle. Okay. Yeah.
But also rooted in kind of those Western Canadian values, right? So they wanted to make something that was going to last and be good, but also for the working man.
Okay.
Right? So it couldn't be really expensive. It had to be able to be available for everyone. And that's really where that kind of that unity and working together comes in. So I'm going to reveal, and then we will talk a little bit more about this bottle. And I'm super excited because it is a Canadian classic. It is a Canadian favorite as well. So all the way from Calgary in Alberta, we have... Ooh, smoke. We have Alberta Premium Cask Strength Rye Whiskey.
Wow. Okay.
So 100% rye, and this is their cask strength. So I think it's 60.9% ABV.
It actually says 63.5.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
63.5% ABV. So Alberta Premium. So you think, okay, well, what's so special about Alberta Premium? So what makes this really work with that theme of unity and working together is that this is still one of the only North American companies that is distilling 100% rye.
Wow.
And it's 100% local rye from Alberta.
Loco rye?
Loco
that
rye.
rye be loco?
It's loco. No, local.
Okay.
Local. So it's a combination of pot and column stills, which really creates something actually really, really good. Have you had Alberta Premium?
I've had like their basic entry level.
Yeah. So a lot of them come in what they call a PET or is plastic. This is not that.
Nothing feels too premium when it's in a plastic bottle.
No. What also really is kind of cool about Alberta Premium is that a lot of American distilleries, they want to incorporate Canadian whiskey and Canadian rye into their recipe. They go to Alberta Premium. They go to Alberta Distilling Limited, and they get from them that distillate, which is really, really cool. So a lot of American companies come out and they say this is Canadian rye or a Canadian whiskey blend or something to that effect. Majority of the time, I would say probably 95% of the time, it's coming from Alberta Premium.
Amazing.
Yeah, so let's crack this guy open.
Can't wait to see it,
because it is actually one of our friends' favorites.
I like how a little more smoke just poured out of the box.
Yeah, that was cool.
Okay.
So it's a
Sweet.
beautiful bottle. And the juice that goes with it is actually really beautiful as well. So the bottle is still a nod to like the original, what they used.
Like the
right? So like
bottle.
those handcrafted bottles and how they really, that's what you would have gotten in 46 when they first brought them out. That beautiful bottle. And then even the labeling, everything is done to make it and keep with that original theme that they had going on, which is just a premium, really good rye, 100% rye. Why is that so different, right? Because a lot of bourbons, you have rye in it, and even like a high rye mash bill will be like 23%. That's high rye.
And rye's got a lot of spice to it, right? So I'm expecting quite a bit
I'm
from this
hoping
as
so
well.
too, yeah. So let's crack it open.
do it.
Look at this. It's got like, this is premium all the way around. Pretty cool. Except it's going to be not so premium.
There's a lot of plastic on that.
It's not going to be premium when we crack it open. Because something has changed. I've had a bottle of this in the past.
Oh, no.
Something has changed.
So there's no cork in that, Steve.
So even if we go like this to wet the cork,
it's not going to do anything.
it's not going to do anything. Well,
Such a nice bottle.
yeah. Now we have been let down in the past, and then we love the juice inside.
It's redeemed it, that's
so
right.
it has redeemed it. Will that be the case with this? Let's see. All right, here's the crack from Calgary. Oh man. Sorry, Calgary.
I'm trying to be excited still, but...
Sorry, Calgary. I didn't mean it that way. It didn't come out the right way.
Okay.
All right, all the way from Calgary. Let's hear it. That was it.
Yeah, okay.
That was it.
Huh.
All right.
Okay, well, let's try it. Let's try it.
All right, let's try it. Maybe the juice will be good. Actually, it's gotta be.
It's 63.5%.
Yeah,
I'm sure
it's
it'll be
gotta
all right.
Yeah, 100% rye. So there's gotta be that kick.
Oh, I do like the
gotta be
nose.
that
The
bite
nose
to
is
it.
okay.
Let me cork it.
That's good.
Ooh,
That's quite
actually,
nice.
That is quite nice. Quite nice on the nose.
So definitely lots of spices
Oh
in
yeah,
there.
yeah. You get that rye is just flooding out of the glass. I love that. So baking spices, but you got a little bit of pepper in there.
Yep.
Even I'm getting some like vanillas. So that's gonna be, they use oak barrels. A lot of them are American oak. But I think it's a mixture of both. They do American oak, but they also have Canadian oak barrels as well, which is kind of cool. That does smell really good.
It smells quite nice.
It's starting to redeem itself.
Well,
from
it'll be the flavor that really...
Yeah. All right, let's go in.
there.
Let's
Let's
go
do
in.
it.
Let's see.
I quite like it.
It's got a kick.
The pure rye, though, it impresses me that it keeps like, you know, when you get that little bit of kick off the start, that keeps kicking
Yeah.
throughout the sip.
100, yeah, totally. My tongue is like jumping around, like there's tingling, like it's amazing. That is pretty good.
And like a red wine, you can kind of feel the tannins being sucked out of your face a little bit, right?
Yeah, it's making mouth dry. You need some, gotta have a little bit of protein, something on there to go along with this. So I was hoping for a little bit more just off the crack. Obviously the bottle pop is not there, and 100% rye. I've had that. In fact, like the signature series from Wayne Gretzky, that's 100% rye. This doesn't even come close to that at this point.
No, but
I'm hoping it's going to open up.
for me, the most enjoyable part about this so far is the mouthfeel. It has a fantastic mouthfeel to it. The flavor, I like it. I think it's nice.
Yeah, no, it's good. And you know what? The funny thing is, it's still like, I believe this is $60, $69,
for
something like that.
$60,
Yeah.
that's fantastic.
And that's like, it's a premium bottle because it's cask strength. So they're not watering it down. It's not being cut to be then a bottled at like 40%. So that's a nice kick for that.
a lot of the strong ryes that we like are in the neighborhood of 80, 90, $100. So the fact that this is doing what it's doing at that price point kind of ups it a little bit in my books.
It does, yep. And I think it'll open up a little bit more as well as we go along and play. So,
Okay. Awesome.
I'll put a little bit more in there.
A little more?
Yeah, just a little bit more.
Okay.
We gotta play
Let me
the game.
pop that for you.
Yeah, let me. That's good.
There we
That's
go.
good.
I'll give it a little
Thank you.
tiny bit here as well.
Normally we have a little bit of a starter before we get rolling, but we didn't do that today.
Well, we're filming quite a bit today, so we gotta pace ourselves. Okay, so Steve,
All right.
Harmonies. In this game, the person to last basically go out into the wilderness and observe something pretty is the one to go first. I don't remember the last time I went out and looked at something.
We were just at Dundas
Perfect.
Conservation Area.
So we're going to tilt that towards you, and all this shows that you're player one. And that only matters because we're going to get an even number of plays.
Okay.
And what happens is when we've emptied the bag here, which we probably won't do because there's just two of us, but when you get 2 or fewer empty spaces left on your board, then that signals game end then for you.
Okay.
So you can start off. All you got to do is grab any 3.
All right, so I've never played. I'm just gonna kind of grab and start playing and see what happens, see what's rolling. I think I will take this grouping of 3.
Excellent. And when you take them, you can also...
Did I take them wrong?
No, you took them right. You did a great job. You can also grab one of the cards this round as well.
Okay.
And you can do this in any order too. So you can grab a card, then grab the things. You can grab the things, place one, score one of the cards, and then place your other 2. So it's very free as far as how you take your turn type thing. But every turn you have to take 3 things off.
Okay. So I'm gonna, I'll do this. I think I'll put this guy
Put a wood down.
Wood down. And I'll go this here.
Okay.
And I can put them anywhere.
Anywhere you want.
Anywhere I want. So once that's placed, so this is...
A building.
A building.
Yeah.
Okay. And I'm just trying to look at what my buildings have to be like. So I get nothing if they're not on something. Okay. I will go this way, I guess.
Excellent.
Okay. And I'm going to take this one.
Okay. And then just replenish the card with another.
All right.
Sweet. And I'm looking, I see there's some water and there's some stone up there. So I think I'll actually grab this card here to try to do. Oh, and we'll replenish. As soon as we grab, we got to replenish. Well, that just worked out lovely. So I'm going to grab, I guess both these groupings are the same.
Both the same.
I'll grab this, and I will do that, and that. Excellent. Okay, and then I'll replenish that, and it's your turn.
All right, I'm going to take this guy here.
Okay. Oh, and actually, sorry, when we take these cards too, we're supposed to load them up.
Oh, okay.
With cubes.
Let's do that.
Excellent.
So I will say, I was a bit disappointed, as you heard, but it really is sticking in my mouth. Like, as I'm playing, I'm like,
You can chew on it for a while.
Chew on it. Yeah.
It lingers.
That's fantastic. Okay. That part I do like. So I'm going to put that guy there.
Okay.
And I'm going to go with this guy here.
Excellent.
So that's the water, right?
Yep.
And this guy I am going to place here.
Like it. Okay.
And I don't have to take it.
You don't have to. You can grab a card though.
I can
if you
if
want.
I'd like to. Okay, I'm going to go with this guy.
Oh, that's the one I was literally going to take.
Perfect.
Okay.
I chose.
You can
correctly.
replace the.
I chose well.
Okay, excellent. And I think this may be a good one for me as well. So I'm going to grab this card. I'll load it up.
Loading it up.
Okay, excellent. And then this I can probably knock off fairly quickly if I go for this. Okay, so I can put that there, and then that completes. Actually, I'm going to put this over here. I'll put it here. Okay, so this completes that. So I can place an animal on this, which actually looks like a stingray. So I get a stingray out on that. And then, if I do this right, I mean, I could put that there. And then that satisfies my penguins. So I can put a penguin out there. And then I got this tree, which I don't have any wood out, so I guess I'm just making a little, we'll do just a little, ooh, actually, I'll drop that right there. Okay, excellent. And if you want to replenish the card,
Yep.
I'll replenish.
So I missed, and I have this one finished as well.
Oh yeah, so just, yeah, go for it.
So that'll go there.
Nice.
Okay. Let's see. What do I want? So cities on their own, they have to be on. They have to be on one other, like something else. Like they have to have a foundation. Right.
I'm gonna double check that because I think it's okay to just play a city on its own. You can, because you can put a building on top of a building.
Oh, okay.
But it only scores points if it's at least too high then, based on this.
Okay. All right. So I am going to go with, I'm going to take this guy here.
Nice.
He's going to go there. So that's not a building though.
No, so
The
that
only thing I'm going to say,
just being colorblind is a little difficult.
with just because they cover up the actual symbol, although it's down here. Maybe
yeah.
that's what's
Oh,
showing it?
that is actually.
That
so
is
the
showing.
border shows you
Okay.
which one scores.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. I'm okay now.
Okay, that's cool.
I'm okay with it again. All right. So then I am going to go, and I'm going to place this. I'm trying to look at what's out there, what's available. We're going to go like this.
Nice.
And I'm done. I'll just
Okay.
replace that one.
Yeah, I'll replace that.
Actually, I'll take this one.
Okay. Load it up with cubes. If you want to replenish that as well. Sweet.
Helps if I.
There it said. I'm going to grab
Right
this card
side.
here.
Okay.
And then the perfect one for me is going to be this here. Because I can drop this here. And then that allows me to score this configuration with the green. Oh, no, I can't. Huh. Well, I will drop this here. Maybe I'll put it here, actually. I'll do that, because then that gives me that oh, but I already scored that. Oh, no, that gives me this configuration, though. So I got that right here.
Okay.
So I'll put that out for that. And then I got this one as well. So these two and that one, which gives me that. Okay, and then these ones, the green ones kind of stink, but I do need a little field here, so I'll throw this field here. Okay, excellent. Okay. And then the green one, it's got to go out on its own somewhere, so I guess I'll just stick it here. Okay, excellent. That's it. I'll replenish. Okay.
All right. So I'm going to take this one here. And it's going to go there.
I don't think you can put stone on top of wood.
Oh, sorry. It's just stone on stone.
Yeah, okay.
Lord, I apologize. Okay. So that finishes this one.
Nice.
Okay.
Excellent.
Then,
you grabbing any more cards or anything?
No.
Okay.
For now, I'm going to just wait on that.
I'll replenish. Okay. I think I need some wood. Oh, and this actually works out well because I like the water also. So I'm going to grab that. I'll put the water here. And then my wood.
You would.
I think I'll drop here. And I think I'm going to take this card here. Ooh. Yeah, okay, we'll take it. And I'll do 3 cubes. Okay, excellent. You're up.
Oh, can we
Thank you.
replenish, please?
One job, Les. One
Yeah.
job.
And these have to be exactly as configured on
Exactly as configured. I mean, you can rotate it any way you want, but
yeah,
otherwise, yeah.
But, okay. So, what do I want to do here? That'll help. Okay. I'm going to take this one here. So that guy's going to go there, which finishes that.
Very nice.
And then I'm going to put this water here. And that finishes this guy.
Nice, man. That's awesome.
And then I have, I keep wanting to call it cheese because of my mouse. Actually, if I put, oh no.
Yeah, because you only have one
I
cube
can
on.
only have one cube on each of those. That's cool.
Yeah, I think that's a...
So I will do, I'm going to put it here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
I'm going to put it here.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm
Okay.
going to replenish.
Replenish. Thank you.
Okay, I like my water thing I got going on, but I got to look at my needs. So if I could get one more mountain, I could do my water thing. So I think I'm going to go for this grouping over here. Okay, so I'm going to drop my mountain here. And then I've got my 2 mountains and the water, so I'll drop that. So that has now completed my Stingray card. So that one is finished.
Nice.
And it now moves off to the side of the board, so I can now put more up here again. Okay, and then I've got my treetop, which I'll put, oh no, I messed that up. Oh no, I didn't. I put my treetop here, so that gives me water, water, tree, and then the placement for my alligator is in the last water space. So I can take that cube there and put that out. And then my last little wooden stump here. Where do I want to put my wooden stump? Yeah, that's right.
Your wooden stump to yourself.
I like it. Okay. I think nothing up there really grabs. Nothing down here really does much. However, if I group that here, there's the potential for me to finish that off. So I will do that. Excellent. And then I've got this one as well. So I got water, water with that. So I can take this and put that there. Sweet. So I've completed both those cards now.
Look at you.
That actually felt pretty good. It felt pretty good. Okay, I'll replenish.
Thank you. Okay. So I'm going to take this guy.
Nice.
1,
3, 4?
He's got 4 of them to do, but
it looks pretty simple to do,
it
too.
looks pretty simple. So I've
In fact,
already
you knocked
got
2 of them off right now. Yeah.
And 2 is already done.
Not that one.
Oh, sorry. This one here.
Yeah, you got it?
Perfect, yeah. And then, oh yeah, that's going to work out well. So I want...
This is really starting to grow on me.
It is actually. On me too.
Becoming quite a nice sipper.
It is. All right, so I'm going to take this. Oh, is that what I want to do? It is what I want to do.
So tell me what you want, what you really, really want.
Yeah. Oh, yes. Yes. No. No. Yes. Is that the one I want? I'm looking for something. Yeah. Okay. I want the water, so I'm going to take this one.
Okay.
And this water is going to go here.
Okay.
Which I'll finish another one of those.
Nice.
Okay. And then I've got my wood. And I'm going to put him there. Tree for now, so I'm going to put him there.
Okay.
Okay.
Excellent. If you want to replenish the card, I'll get the...
Yes, sir.
We got some frogs. I think all over frog life. The cube goes in the water though, which I'm a little tight. Okay, maybe I'll just leave it for now. This one though, I think I can probably do something with, so I'm going to grab that. Some flamingos, which I'm looking forward to getting out. And then I'm going to grab the water piece as well, because it essentially does exactly what I'm looking to do there. So I will take these 3 and drop them here and here. Okay, and then that allows me to put a flamingo out in the water. And I'm loving that.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm happy with that.
An otter.
You otter? No.
I love otters. Okay.
I haven't played with one.
Oh, they're awesome. They are.
They're adorable is what they're.
Awesome.
Stinking cute.
Sweet, sweet, sweet. So I'm going to take this. I'm going to put that on there.
Nice.
And I'm going to place this one here.
Uh-huh.
That finishes this guy.
Nice.
Which is now over here.
Sweet.
And it finishes this guy. Oh, it does not. Sorry.
It does.
No, it doesn't. It's different.
No, but this over here, you had that.
Oh, I have it there.
You do have it.
So I do have it. Thank you.
Sweet.
So I finished that one.
You gonna grab a new card or?
Well, let's look. Oh, that otter. It's calling my name. But I also don't have much of those going on. Oh, I haven't put this out yet.
Yeah.
I still got to do this one too. Well, shucks. I might as well do this, and I'll take this guy here.
Nice.
Because I just did first one of his.
Although,
no,
you can't. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I just jiggered myself.
Dude, you can
totally
put it back if you want.
No, I took it.
Okay,
Card grab. And, yeah.
Card laid is a card played.
Yep.
Ooh, that mountain range is pretty good. Okay, so there's no water out there, so I can't do any of that. I can finish my tree though. So is there the means to do that? Not really, but this one gets me kind of close. So I'll grab this. I'm going to stick that up top, which is what I need for my tree. The mountain range on its own, I think I will... Mountains need to be together, so I think I'll drop that there to do that. And then this one, a little field on its own. The board's starting to get kind of full. I guess I'll just drop that over here. Cool. And cards. Do I want anything else? No, I don't think I do. Okay. Well, I guess there's no harm taking stuff if you don't finish it.
No, it's put down. Well, I'm not liking.
Our boards are getting pretty small anyway.
Yeah,
so
that's
it's not
the
gonna
problem.
be too much longer.
No, it's not. So I might as well go for the shore thing. Oh, man. All right, so I am going to take this one.
Okay.
So that's going to go there, which finishes my last mouse.
Nice.
And then...
Your mouse is no longer in his house.
No.
I think it's like a shrew or something. And then you can put it down to the side because it's not completed.
Oh, yeah. Thank you. And now I've got some treetops to take care of.
Treetops are the worst if you don't have trees to put them on.
Yeah, if there's nothing on them, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess there's some things. They score otters. Oh, but it scores otter for the water.
Yeah, that's the problem. And I only have one water open, and it's
Same thing with the
way
frogs.
over there. Yeah, they're not really helping me any. That's one of the things. So, like when I grab this, you gotta look at where that
Exactly. Where the animal's going to go.
It's going to go. Yeah. All right. Well, I guess I'm just going to add those guys here.
You can't see the forest for the trees.
No.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just going to do... Yeah. Okay.
Well, the water is what I like, so I'm going to grab this new one. Not taking anything off, but I like my nice high mountain over there. I'm going to make my water river a little bit longer. And that's it.
And I can't loop back around.
You can, it just almost hurts you if it does.
Yeah.
I mean, you can go one more further space up.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to do this.
Okay.
And it's going to go here. And that one's going to go there.
Oh, nice.
And this one...
Well, mountains only score if they're together, so that may be a good bridging for your other mountains. Otherwise, they're useless.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay.
Because it needs to be a mountain range.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Kind of jiggered me for my other stuff, but that's okay.
It happens.
My board is, well, I only got 2 spaces open.
Okay, I need a treetop.
Is that not the end?
Oh, you've only got 2 spaces left?
Yeah.
Okay, so I just want to double check the exact ending. So, end of game. The game ends in one of 2 ways. If the pouch is empty, at the end of your turn there are 2 or less unoccupied spaces. If necessary, end the current round so that all players have played an equal number of turns. So, I get 1 final turn because you started with this.
You do.
So, I think what I want is, if I can get a treetop on, yeah, I think we'll go for that. So I can take this. I can get a treetop on. Oh no. That one I can't do anything with. I can't, but I still think it's good for me, point-wise. So I'm going to take that and stick that up here. I'm going to take this so I can make that a complete field. And I'm going to take this one and just stick it over here. So I'll just do a quick check of my things. I can't do anything with that one. That one I can't do anything with, and that one, my tree is just slightly too tall. So that ends it.
That's the end.
Okay, cool. So what we're going to do now for final scoring, it comes with a little sheet here. So I'll get Steve, and then Les. Okay, so what we're going to look at then is for all of our objectives for here.
Yep.
So right now for here, if it's just wood on its own, it doesn't do anything. But if it's a bush, as long as it's one hot, like, a single bush, it's worth a point. If it's got wood underneath of it, and then the treetop, it's worth 3. And if it's got 2 stacks of wood and a treetop, it's worth 7. So looking at that, I've got 2 7s here. So that's 14, 15, 16 points I get for that. What do you get for yours, Steve?
I have 3 points.
3 points. Okay, that's cool. And then we're going to go down to our mountains here. So mountains only score if they're together. And a single is worth 1, a double is worth 3, and a triple is worth 7. So how did you do on that front?
So 3, 6, 7.
7 points, and they're all connected, so they all score.
All connected. Yep.
And I've got a nice big long mountain range here. So this tall one's worth 7, 8, 9, 10 on that front. Okay, then we're going to go to our fields, and each grouping of fields is worth 5 points. So you've got 1 grouping of fields, so that's worth 5 points.
Yeah.
And then I've got 3 groupings of fields, so that's worth 15 points. It's not looking good for you so
No,
far,
it's
Steve.
not. No.
And then we go to our buildings. Now, this one you're obviously going to beat me on because I have no buildings.
Oh.
For yourself, then, so we count how many different colors are adjacent to each building. So this one, there's only 2 colors adjacent to it, so it does not score. This one, there's only 2 different colors adjacent to it, so it does not score. This one does have 4 different colors adjacent to it, so it does score, so that's worth 5 points. And then this one isn't worth anything either. No. So you did pick up 5 points for that. I don't know if that's enough to close the gap, though.
No,
okay,
I don't think
and then
so.
water. So my longest stream is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it says here 5 is worth 11 points. And what's your longest stream?
6.
6. So you did edge me out there with 15 points. Okay, and then what we're going to do is we're going to score the objective cards that we've... Actually, anything that's had cubes removed from it. So for mine, it's the top one here. So each one of these is worth 16 points. So that's 32. And then I get 4 points for my gators, which puts me at 36. And 4 points for my... What are they called? Flamingos. Okay, so 4 points for my flamingos. So I get 8 points here plus 32. That's 40 points for me. Okay, excellent. Steve, what are you doing here?
46. So 17 for this one, 13, which is
30.
20 is 30. So
41.
41 plus 5
is 46. Okay.
That is pretty good there, but
That was-
just not quite enough.
You did. You beat me by 6 points on that one. Okay, so I'm just going to add this up. So 10, 20, 35, 46. And then here we are 26, 36, 41, 52, and 40. I think I got you, Steve. That becomes 70, 81. And that becomes 92. So it's actually fairly close.
Not too bad.
Okay, so end of the game scoring. Les, first place with 92 points.
Yeah.
Steve, second place with 81. Steve, that is Harmonies. What did you think of the game?
So I like it. There's a number of different aspects from other games that I really like Azul. And what's the other one?
So
There's a couple others that are like there's some of those mechanics from it that are getting involved, which is really nice.
Azul has the factories where you've got, your 3 tiles on the factory and you draw them. So it's got that aspect to it, the drafting of the pieces. It's also a little bit like Cascadia as well, where you've got to get the different animals to score different objectives. What I like with this, though, is that where Cascadia is kind of fixed with what your objectives are. There are some variants to that. But this, you're actually drafting your animals as well. So you're choosing which of those objectives you want to play. I really enjoyed this game.
Yeah.
And it was a simple, light teach as well. And immediately you know what you're doing with it.
Yeah, I really like it. There's some funny little aspects of it where you really got to watch where your animal is going to land. So I kind of jiggered myself with the one, but it didn't make a difference in the end. But that's pretty cool, though. Like, I like the fact that every time you play, it's going to change.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because you're going to draft different cards, so you're going to have different objectives. You have your main ones, but there's also adding those extras into it. This is a really good game.
Yeah, and
This is a fun one.
we didn't play with them initially, but there's another deck of cards, and they're a white backed. But essentially, they add other placement objectives that are unique. So each person will have a different objective that they're going for as far as their initial train and stuff goes, which adds another whole layer of complexity. They recommend playing 3 or 4 games and getting comfortable with it before you introduce that mechanic to it. But again, just another way that every gameplay is going to be completely different with this.
Yeah, and I like a game like this where it's simple to teach and it doesn't take a couple of hours to play.
It's pretty quick.
Like half an hour to play and you're rolling. And then everyone is going to, guaranteed, you're going to show someone how to play this, you're going to get to the end, you're going to tally up the scores, and they're going to be like, let's play again.
Yeah,
right? Because it's that kind of a fun game.
Now, what about the premium Alberta Premium?
Alberta Premium.
Steve, what did you think of this?
So obviously the bottle pop was a little lackluster.
Well, there was no pop.
There was no pop. There was a bottle twist.
A twist. Yeah, no one gets excited about a twist.
No one gets excited about a twist. However, I do have to say, that the juice inside is really good.
Yeah.
And it has opened up for me. in the fact
Do you want to
that,
talk through that as well? So you're probably going to, but I mean,
Yeah.
the aspect, because your initial reaction to it wasn't super crazy favorable.
No, it wasn't.
How have things morphed or migrated for you?
So, and I guess with a name like Alberta Premium, I'm looking for things that are just that, right? So it needs to have a bottle pop.
It's like if we called ourselves the super awesome Board Game and Whisky channel.
Exactly, yeah.
Well, you would expect that, but then if we didn't deliver, you'd be very disappointed with
and
that.
we
right?
would, like, people would not subscribe, they wouldn't be watching. So,
Well, they would, because we're super awesome.
because we're awesome, but yeah. It's really tough with this one because I'm looking for premium because it's Alberta Premium. And so I wanted those extra little bits. Now, the juice inside is really good for the price. I have had better 100% rise. I have,
Yeah, absolutely.
right? But for the price, this is really good.
Yeah.
And you've got a cask strength. So maybe you're someone that's just kind of getting into whiskey, and that cask strength is can be intimidating.
It can knock your toes off.
Right, so 63%. When you're normally
shoes
going
off
for
your toe.
40,
Yeah.
when you're normally going for 40% ABV, so 80 proof, bumping up to this is gonna hit you,
It's a
right?
kick. And even us, because we are experienced with higher ABVs, the first few sips of this is like, because it does come in swinging, right?
Yeah, it does. And it's the nice thing about it, maybe it's the premium part of it, is that it is blended well enough that it wasn't all just alcohol, right? It wasn't all just ethanol. It was the spiciness from the rise, which is really nice because that's what you want. You don't want to just get hit with alcohol. So there are some really nice things going on. The mouth feel, I love that it's almost like I'm chewing it as I'm going. And I mentioned it earlier in the video. So we had a little bit, we started playing, and I'm like, man, like that rye is really rolling around in my mouth still.
I don't know if I've had a whiskey hang on as long as this does. Like the flavor hangs on in your mouth for a long, long time after you're done sipping it.
Yeah, exactly. And I think even if you had a little bit of water, it's going to still continue to kind of be there. It's lasted the entire game, and we haven't had that much.
No,
with
normally
it,
we're a
right?
few drams in by the end of the game.
Yeah, which is kind of another testament to how nice that game is. And it's pretty quick and easy. So it has grown on me. I like it. It's not premium. Sorry, Alberta. It's not premium.
But it's okay.
But it is good. It's nice. It's tasty. And like, again, for the price, like you can't really go wrong. And one of the things that I like about that is that I wouldn't mind mixing this with something. I can go right ahead and mix it. I do love a rye and ginger.
Old fashioned with this would probably be pretty good.
That's where I was gonna go. Yeah, like an old fashioned, some orange bitters, a little orange zest on that. That's gonna taste really, really good. And you don't mind mixing it. Some of the other bottles that we have are just like they're too expensive to actually mix back and add anything to it. This one I don't feel bad.
So then,
mixing it at
Steve,
all.
that leads me to the question. If you had to choose one, what is better? Is Harmonies better or is Alberta Premium better?
So normally I'm a whiskey guy, but I would definitely choose Harmonies in this case.
Why is that?
I like this game. I like little fun games that, like, you know, you've had some people over and you've had supper and then you just want to relax and just play something quick. You don't want to have a long teach, nice and easy teach. And it's a fun game. It looks amazing too. And so when you put it out, people are going to be impressed with it because of the artistry that's going on. It's just a fun, nice game. And I really like that.
So I half expected you to choose Alberta Premium, and I was going to be ready to fight you on it. But
No.
I really enjoy Harmonies, the board game as well. However, you chose the better of the two. Harmonies is a fantastic, simple game. And it's a game that I think if you're going to introduce somebody to board gaming, this is a beautiful, perfect game to do that with.
I agree.
And on the flip side of that, I think Alberta Premium, if you're going to introduce somebody to a higher ABV spirit, I think this is a fantastic entry point and way to do that for people.
Yeah, exactly. And the price isn't going to push people off. You're going to be like, okay, normally I'm spending $40 on a bottle. I can bump myself up to $69, $70. No problem.
So Steve,
Les?
I think we've learned a very valuable lesson today.
I think we have.
And that is, if you're going to play the 1 to 4 player game, Harmonies, you want to pair it with
100% rye from Canada, Alberta Premium.
My name is Les.
And I'm Steve.
And this is Tabletop Tastings.
That it is.
Please like, subscribe, and comment. It means the absolute world to us.
It does. Do all those things. Share with your friends. Share with people you don't like. We don't care. Just share.
Have a great day.
Yeah. Can't find your clipboard?
No.
What are you going to throw?
Just this piece of paper.